one of the things I did, I found a manufacturer to create a, a high quality shower cap. So first I ordered a shower cap because I had a regular shower cap, a jumbo one, and it would fit over my hair, but it would stay wet. Um, and it would, take on like a smell. So I'm like, this is gross. I threw
Mm-hmm.
it out. Then I ordered one that was satin lined. So it's a double satin lined shower cap, satin on the inside, satin on the outside. And that one worked really well when I'm not wearing any hair accessories or extensions or braids. But
Mm-hmm.
once I got braids, my hair was too big for that. And it also dries. It doesn't hold on to the moisture and take on that smell. The satin allows that cap to dry, and it was really nice. So, but it was too small, and they didn't have them in larger sizes. So I found a manufacturer, and I commissioned them to make a extra large shower cap in that same style. And it took a little bit of time, but I was able to get it done. And now, and that's one of the things that I introduced with my new venture,
Mm-hmm.
Satin Rain. I During the pandemic, I started making satin headbands because I found that as I'm going through the process of having certain hairstyles and braids, and as the hair grows out, I'm like, well, if I have a nice headband that I can tie around my braids, I can extend the wear of this. So the headbands I make in different colors and prints, and I can just tie it around my braids and let them hang, and wear them for a longer period of time. And of course, clean my scalp with sea breeze or things like that. So that's where that brand started, with the headbands, and then I decided to add bonnets, and um, I had some suggestions or inquiries from people asking about winter hats. So now I do satin line winter hats, which are doing really, really well. Trying to fill unmet need. I think it's important for us to have access to things that we need as far as our textured hair, and also the services. Like as a professional, I'm able to cut any hair type and texture, and I feel like that should be the case for any stylist. I
Mm-hmm.
had to figure out how to learn to cut straight hair, and most people as students and new professionals have people at home that will allow them to practice on their hair, and everyone at my house has textured hair. But I was able to make it happen, and figure out how to practice and learn to cut straight hair as well. And I think that should be the case with all professionals. I'm like, I didn't have any straight hair at home to practice on. Like, I figured
Mm-hmm.
it out. And I think as a professional, if you're Caucasian, or if you have straight hair, then you have to put forth the effort to you know work, offer services to people, and do what you need to do to learn to do all hair types. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what drives me. I
Okay.
think, yeah, I'd say my mission is to normalize textured hair. I get so frustrated when it comes to, um, I have friends that are in executive positions, and they're interviewing, and they're, worrying about their hair. Like, oh, my hair, I didn't get my hair straightened. You know, what do I do? And this is something, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we're more than our hair. We have brains. If you have a twist set, or if you just have a wash and go, you should be able to sit for an interview, and not have that person be distracted by your hair.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
normal. And you know for so long as Black people, we've conformed to make
Yep.
other people comfortable. But it's I think it's time for that to change.
Okay, so you talked about the shower cap. Is that still a product that you offer, or is that just where
Yes.
you started? Okay, I don't think I've seen the shower cap.
I added those to the site probably a couple weeks ago.
Oh,
And
okay. Okay.
yeah, what I'll do is I have a few people influencers that I'll send items to, and I'll have them, take pictures and things for me and provide video for social media. So
Okay.
it was probably maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. I just sent that out, and I'm waiting for those images. If you're looking like on my
Okay.
social media, so I don't have the images other than just the item itself. So I haven't really started
Okay.
promoting it just yet. But yeah, that was something that I was really looking forward to getting. I've been using it, and it works. Even the satin as it gets wet in the shower, there's an interior waterproof lining, so your hair doesn't get wet, and then you just hang it and it dries, and it doesn't take on that wet odor. But yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, that's fairly new. Still, waiting to get the images so that I can promote that.
Okay. Program that's at the Aveda salon that you work at, that was something like the texture program. That's something that you kind of inspired, like he kind of created because of you.
Yes, yes, absolutely. So, he the owner will, he's a really positive person. He talks about how
That's good.
well I do with, straightening hair, and I'm like, everyone should be able to do this. Like,
Hmm.
I've been a hairstylist for 25 years. Of course, my timing is great. It's something that you have to work towards. But he's always said that he no longer does hair, but when he did, he said he did textured hair. I haven't seen his work, but he would tell me about working with salons, and them being amazed, and he's a white guy, them being amazed that he could do certain hair types, and the salon is in a pretty diverse area, and there, most of the people that live in that area are, corporate executives and things like that. And I think he mentioned he would do one of the politicians' hair for that town. And they were amazed, and he's always said he wanted his staff to be able to do that. So he just kind of mentioned that he wanted me to train he wanted me to train the new talent and put together a program. So I put together an outline of the things that, based on my conversations with him, what I felt was most needed, and my experience in the salon with the clients that come in, what they're looking for. So it's mainly hair color and twist sets and blow dry and flat irons. Not as much relaxing anymore. There's only a
Hmm.
handful, but that we are starting to get some. And I think there are some demographics that still relax hair, but I didn't cover relaxers in the training because that's just not the clientele we have.
Hmm.
But yep, hopefully that answered your question.
It does.
It
It
was
does.
based on the needs of that salon.
Okay. So he knew how to, from what I understood from what you said, he knew how to do texture hair. He just is not something that he wanted to. He wanted you to be responsible. He
Yeah,
kind of
well,
wanted, yeah.
he stepped away from the technical aspect of the salon,
Hmm.
and he said that he found, as a business owner, it was important for him to manage the business. So
Yeah.
he transitioned his clients to his staff, and he
Hmm.
he runs the business. So he markets the business. There's a lot, and I think that's one of the things that a lot of hairstylists don't realize. That's a job in itself,
Hmm.
to run a business.
Yeah.
So he
Hmm.
decided to focus on that job and to pull away from, you know, servicing clients, which makes sense.
Yeah.
It's a lot that goes with it, um, and that's part of the reason why I chose that salon, because when I would talk to him, he would share so much, and I felt like there was so much that I could learn from him. He
Hmm.
talks about how a lot of stylists will say, "Well, I could, rent a booth, or I could have a suite. Why would I work?" And I'm employed there at the salon, and it's on a commission basis. And he would have that conversation all the time. Why would I work for you when I can do this myself? And he made a lot of sense with his response. What he said is that as a business owner, you think about how much you make, when you're standing behind a chair, and you get to keep that amount. But if you think about the time it takes for you after you're done with your clients to clean the salon, the time it takes for you to do towels, the time it takes for you to
Mm-hmm.
go pick up product, you have to incorporate that time into, you know, for instance, you make $1,000 in a day. It takes you 8 hours. Um, but you're not counting the hours that you're taking to do towels and the things that you're doing when you're not doing your client's hair.
Mm-hmm.
And that, factors into your profit. And that made a lot of sense to me. So, and that's part of the reason that I chose that type of salon. Like I want to walk away when I'm off. I don't want to have to worry about scheduling clients. I don't want to have to worry about, doing towels. Um, they provide the assistance, and it's just, it's a great environment. And, for me, it's a learning experience to see how much of a well-oiled machine they have there. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and I've always made it a point to listen to, or to pick, to look at things from different perspectives, as a business owner versus, well, you're taking 50% of what I'm bringing in. But I look at it from his standpoint too. He's paying front desk staff to book our appointments, and he's paying assistants, he's paying, for the products, he's paying for towels. So I always try to look at it from that standpoint, because I may want to be in his shoes at some point in my life.
You mentioned that what you're doing right now is, as far as working at the salon, is made sense for what you're trying to do. So what is it that you're thinking about doing later on?
So my
Um,
whole my whole focus is education.
mm-hmm.
So, I want to educate stylists and provide, hands-on training when it comes to textured hair. So that's, I went to the salon so that I could make a living as I'm trying to build this empire. And what I'll say, I'm building a satin empire,
I like that.
you know. And
that's
so,
a nice empire.
yeah.
Okay.
So the fact that he is, supportive, and the programs, the education programs that they have with Aveda, like they have a texture program, which they launched recently, while I was there. And it's a work in progress. It's not perfect, but they are consistent with it. So just, having the inspiration from those, classes, as well as the salon that is, being supportive and paying my company. Like I know I'm training the staff, but it's not me, it's my company that he pays. He writes a check to my company. um, and after I put together a proposal for him to do that training, and he's, helping me promote the classes. He sent me a text when we had a conversation about a lady in Naperville who is looking to have a training done there. So I know he has a network of salons that he works with, and I feel like he could be a good resource for me to, extend my education and training to them. So that's the whole focus. And when I say education, it's about educating the stylist as well as the consumer. And
Mm-hmm.
when you're training and telling them, this is what you need to do, this is how you need to care for your hair, and then they can't find the items that they need. That's where the satin rain and the the satin empire comes in. So just filling those holes.
I know I can personally say I have a couple of things from you, and everything is very high quality, very impressive. Um, Probably the best head protective accessory that I've ever had. And a lot of people don't put um, that much attention to detail and quality in their products anymore. They just are trying to make money. So I appreciate your products a lot because we need them.
Right.